Hello, we are live. Right, as you can see next to me, let's get this right, that way. Yes, I've got it. We have the handsome chap that is Scentualise. Barry, welcome. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. So, yeah, we both got some samples through from Rosa salas. So Vitor's going to be in the chat. He might be able to answer any questions you've got as we go along, which would be very handy. So Vitor, be on standby. We'll say hello to everybody in just a moment. I think, Barry, you can see the chat as well, I believe.
Yeah, I can see.
If you're looking down.
Yeah, I think I'm a bit behind, but...
So firstly, I'd just like to put some emphasis on Barry's channel. We are very, very, very close to the 1,000 mark. Very close.
Yeah, but as you know, Tony, once you get to that 1,000 mark, there's a lot more work to be done because the watch hours, you have to get to 4,000 watch hours, don't you? I think I'm at just under 3,400 now. So yeah, everybody needs to put my videos on repeat and just watch them for hours.
You were, I think, about the same level as I were when I got to 1,000, maybe a little bit more even, Barry. So do release consistently slightly more content than I do, which is great. Yeah. But the lives, they're to come, I'm sure, at some point. They will be a big help to the watch hours. Huge.
Being in somebody else's live and running your own live is a different story.
Yeah, it is, and as you'll find out, being on the lives, you've been on a few now. It isn't as easy sometimes as you might think it might be. You've got to concentrate on quite a few things, and it can, but it's a lot of fun. It's very addictive. So I'm sure once you've done one, you'll love it. But
to know
what I'd like to say to Barry, why I've got you on, I'll embarrass you a little bit now. As you know, I've watched you from the very start. And you've watched me from virtually my start. And I didn't go live a long time before you. But I've watched you blossom literally in front of my eyes on camera. And I've got to know you personally as a guy as well. And I know this will make you blush a little bit, but I think you're wicked. I'll tell you some reasons. When you first started, I could tell the nerves massively. You seem to be a very, very, as we all were when we started, very good. But as time's gone on, you've overcome some hurdles along the way.
Definitely.
Some reservations of your own as well, I think.
Of course, yeah.
Overcoming that. And you can see your confidence now. And what I love is that the humour is coming out more, your sense of humour. And
I'm still quite reserved regarding the humour side of things.
I can see sometimes you're holding back a little bit.
Yeah.
Honestly, don't. Just be yourself, because I love watching your videos because I feel what you're going through when you're talking about things, and you come across as someone that just absolutely loves it, which I love watching on your channel. So carry on what you're doing, mate. I think, as you found, the key, one of the big keys, is consistency.
It is, yeah.
No matter what barriers are thrown your way, you just keep releasing and pumping out the content. And
I did go through a low period, but I came back out of it, and it does get a bit of a chore sometimes having to get the videos out. But
yeah,
I think when you actually sit down and film them, I think it's all the preparation which just takes the time, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then the editing afterwards. The actual filming of it, I got no issues with, apart from finding somewhere to film. That's the biggest issue.
I noticed in the backgrounds changed quite a bit. I've either got the garage, or mind you, I can talk. I'm in 3 different places. I'm in here for some of the lives you can see.
Yeah.
I'm in my dining room behind me here for mine and Becca's lives, and then in the garage to do some of the reviews. So I'm booted into the garage. All my fragrances are out there, but in a cool, dark place, which is cool.
Yeah.
So we crack on. So just congratulations, mate, in advance on the 1,000, because I think that you'll be there tonight. I really do. Not because of this, you're getting close.
Yeah, it's
Don't
getting
be
close,
shocked.
creeping.
This happened to me. You'll get to the 1,000 and someone will unsubscribe and you'll go back to 999. But that doesn't count because you reached the 1K. But no, let's say some of the chaps in the chat, shall we? So
Yep.
we have, and lasses, we have Fragrant Jock. Hello, thanks for joining us. We have Paul in the chat. We have Stephen. We have Scott. We have John. We have Nigel. We have Ant. Anyone else? We have Sal in the house. Thank you, Sal, for joining. Tara's there. Tara was first, by the way. Very punctual. And anyone else I can see? We have Matt, Nige. We have Robert from Fragrance Journey. New Den Lions in the house. So yeah, we have a few familiar faces. So yeah.
And living rent free in your head.
Oh, that's big, isn't it?
Quality.
Great,
I love that name.
Yeah, no, thanks for joining us, everyone. We really appreciate it. Anyone else want to say hello, put it in the chat. Anyone that's got any questions for the tour as we go along, then put that in the chat as well. We will be live. I haven't discussed this with Barry yet, but I'm aiming for around the hour, Barry. Does that sound all right?
Yeah, sound.
Yeah, does that work with you?
Yeah, perfect.
It's excellent.
Apparently, I'm quite loud when I talk when I'm in a live, so I'll wake the rest of the house up.
It's because you've got your earphones in.
That's it.
I've given up with that now. I just go with a microphone on the phone seems to be reasonable. So, and then I know the volume of my talking.
Yeah.
Right, Barry, you can't slap me if I waffle too much. So I'll do my best. I'm sure Becca will be in the chat shortly, and she'll tell me to shut the up if I am waffling too much. Shall we get started?
Yes, mate.
Okay, so our first one is Anastasia.
Anastasia.
082. Shout out to Scott, who did a review on this recently.
Cracking review, Scott.
Enjoyed that very much.
And Nigel as well, who mentioned it in his live.
He did indeed.
I think he mentioned all of these apart from one of them.
He certainly did. Now, this is inspired by of Alexandria 2 by Zerdek. And if you're not sure on what that fragrance is, I looked at some prices, and for a 50 ml bottle at a main retailer, so somewhere like Harrods, it's £175 for 50 ml. This is for the same 50 ml, it's £45.50. So, and we'll get into the fragrance. So, Barry, have you got the notes there? You want me to run through those?
No, I haven't got all the notes.
Okay, so we'll go with the notes, then we'll have a little chat. I'm going to give it a spray. I've worn this today as my scent of the day, by the way, to try and get to know it a bit more. And this in the top has lavender, rosewood, cinnamon, and apple. In the mid, we have lily, creamy woods, and cedar. And in the base, we have amber, musk, agar wood, sandalwood, and vanilla. So you can see quite a concoction of heavy, interesting notes. And see our lovely spray cards. So, what was your thoughts on the opening?
It's quite spicy, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoy the lavender in the opening.
Okay.
You know what it reminds me of?
Yeah.
And it's no knocking it in any way because I really like it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a niche or a very posh smelling Lamel.
Yes, right, Barry. You're not going mad there. That is a mixture to me of the lavender, the vanilla. And this is really strange you should say that, and I'm really pleased to have. I thought Becca was going mad. I said to you I got a compliment on this today.
Yeah.
I didn't think they would like it because up close, I get the agar wood quite distinctly.
Yeah.
A bit. Sprayed this, and then half an hour later, I'm at work. An hour later, I'm in Becca's office, and she said, "Oh, you smell, what have you got on today?" And she actually mentioned that she gets a Lamel
Really?
DNA from it. Yeah. So strange you should say that because I didn't pick that up, but she did.
I mean, the old school
I
Lamel's
see
very different to the Lamel that's around now. But I
Yeah.
think this is it's a very balanced version.
Yeah, it is. The notes are blended superbly in this.
Oh,
The,
unbelievably! I
the
think
lavender there, isn't it, up top?
the lavender is like a very elegant sort of lavender.
And it says rosewood, but I pick up like a rosy accord in there. It is very woody and
And
it's a little bit spicy. And it's sweet, isn't it? It's got a sweet
yeah,
taste to it.
it's got a creamy sweetness to, hasn't it?
Yeah. This,
I think that's like there's a creamy wood in it.
yeah, definitely. It says creamy woods and cedar in the middle, and
Yeah.
it's also got sandalwood in the base. So there's lots of woods in this. Now, I seem to like anything with vanilla at the moment, and this is no different. The one thing I would say about this, it works very differently on the card to on the skin.
Yeah.
On the card, I can't smell that agar wood at all. It's nothing challenging in there. There's nothing harsh in there. Very easy wear, and the lavender seems to pop a little bit more off the card. When it goes on warm skin, I don't get as much of the lavender, and the agar wood comes through quite quickly.
I can see that, yeah.
And I also found that I think I said to you before we went live, that I think up close when you're smelling that agar wood and that doesn't leave you, it's a sweet agar wood, so it's not too challenging for my nose. It leaves a vanillic central, I think. So what you're getting up close is very different to what you're getting when you're moving around. But definitely better on skin than it is on card. But I would like on skin it to have that same lavender DNA from the mouth. But lovely, lovely, lovely stuff.
I mean, I'm quite a big lavender fan, liking my fougères and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think the lavender in this is spot on. It really is nice.
It is very, very good. Off that card, it's fantastic lavender. I don't get much of the fruits. It says that it's a fruity floral. It's got the apple in there. Now, maybe that's just blended in very well, but I don't really pick up on like a DNA of, say, a Leighton apple. It's not.
No.
It's not.
It's more of a watery sort of feel.
Yeah.
I think Nigel picked that up, didn't he?
It's very creamy.
Saying that he had a watery feel to it.
That is nice. That's really, really
beautiful.
Good. Yeah, definitely a big. I think that Nigel being one, that's going to be a big hit. He thinks that's going to be one of his most popular fragrances.
Yeah.
I think if some of the bigger channels got their nose on this, I think they'd be extremely surprised at to how good this is.
Well, Scott straight away has gone out and bought one. Nigel said he's going to buy one.
Yeah, I've got a couple planned, I think, and this may be there. We'll go through them.
Yeah.
I spoke to you before about this, that I definitely want to buy one of these at least, and I wanted to talk to you about them first and then make up my mind.
Yeah.
But you can't help but lean some ways. I think you're probably doing that as well already. Shall we move on to the next one? Anything more that you want to add to that?
No, mate, no.
Excellent. Well, let's move on to So Strong next.
So Strong.
A DNA that I know that you really like.
Yes. Well, I've actually got the original, which is the Stronger With You Intensely.
Yeah, so this on the website didn't make it very clear. Vitor, could you answer in the chat if this is meant to be intensely? I believe it is. So opening of that on the card is wow. That is very, very good on the card.
Yeah.
Isn't that good? That's amazing.
Amazing.
The DNA of that. That, if you could bottle up what my type of fragrance would be, what I love, it's this. It's like this.
Yeah.
The amber and the woods and the.
It's the toffee for me.
Toffee.
The toffee is amazing.
Well, let's run through the notes on this one. So it's got pepper, Brazilian nut, and aquatic accord. It's got in the vanilla, suede, and bourbon, and in the base it's got amber, fresh woods, and vetiver. It's an eau de parfum. A 30 ml of this, I think, is very reasonable. £27.50. Great price. Now, have you worn this yet, Barry? Have you given this a wear?
Yeah, I've actually wore this side by side with Stronger With You Intensely.
How'd you get on?
Now, I found this a slightly bit more smoky than the Strong With You Intensely.
Okay.
And then I had like a very, I don't know how to describe it. There was more of a tobacco sort of dry down in there. Now, I don't think there's tobacco even listed, but I was getting that from the dry down.
Yeah.
But I love it.
You could guess that there's probably tobacco in there, but there's not. There's nothing challenging in there at all, is it? It's just all. It's quite resinous. It's quite woodsy. It's a little bit spicy, but not too much. It's a sweet spice.
But the smoke and the tobacco that I get was when I was wearing it on skin. Smelling it on here, and I can't smell them.
No, I can't get any smokiness on the card. Now, one thing I would say about this, if you want your fragrances to, if you want your fragrances to last a long time, or you want them to be beast mode, get this, because
well, it lasts longer. It lasts longer than the original.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. It's an absolute. I've sprayed this on clothes. Now, I wore a t-shirt one evening after work, and this might sound dirty, Barry, but when I've worn it just one evening, not that sort of dirty, I just think, well, I'm not going to wash it for me to wear it one more night. I just think, well, I know that seems a bit strange, so I just hang it back up. Now, what I didn't realise was I'd sprayed myself, not the clothes, I'd sprayed myself with So Strong and put my t-shirt on, and then the next time I wore a t-shirt, I put it on, and straight away I could smell what I'd left on the t-shirt, and that must have been 3 or 4 days later. So yes, I am dirty.
There's quite a few of Vitors which are like that, to be fair.
Last an absolute lifetime. Yeah. It's cracking value for money. That for a 30ml for £27.50.
Do you get a Christmas vibe from this?
100%. Yeah. Whether it's like is it got cinnamon in?
Yeah, it's got cinnamon in it, and it's also got. I think it's like the caramel sort of cake sort of smell from it. Now, I know you like cake, Tony.
I love cake. It is tempting to eat. It is gorgeous. But no, it does smell like a wintry scent. It's very comforting. Very comforting, almost like a cuddle scent. Now, one thing I would say is don't overspray this, because it could be too much. If you went a bit mad on the trigger, you could become a little bit overwhelming. But with just the right amount of sprays on this, it would last a long time anyway. And I think you'd pick up compliments, because we all know how important they are. Nigel will agree. He's in the comments.
Even with a mask on.
Yeah, I think this could be on the list of what's a fragrances to wear with a mask on to attract other people. That would definitely be on the list. It's a beast. Incredible value for money.
Very warm, very sweet, beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Another massive thumbs up. Right, on to the next one. I've gone with Silent Rose.
Silent Rose, where's that one?
Which is 084. It's an interpretation of Les Sables Roses by Louis Vuitton.
Don't they do bags?
Pardon, sorry?
Don't they do bags?
They do indeed, yes.
Have you got one?
No, I've not. The missus would love one or two, I'm sure. Have you got one?
No, mate.
Have you got your Louis Vuitton shoes on?
We need George from George Zaharoff. He's probably got some. Loves
a bit of Louis Vuitton. Now, this is a cheap fragrance either. It's your classic rose oud combo.
Yeah.
I'll go through the notes. It's got Rose Absolute in top with Bulgarian rose. It's also in the mid, it's got black pepper and ambroxan. And in the base, it says it's got oud wood and ambergris. Now, ambergris and ambroxan, I'm not sure. Maybe Vitor can say whether that's been a mistake or if that is right. But It reminds me of another fragrance that I got, and that's Rose Gold Oud from Tiziana Terenzi.
Okay.
That is a little bit more challenging than that. That leans a little bit more oudy. I don't get
Yeah.
much. I don't get much oud from this, but there's enough in this to remind me of that fragrance.
Well, as you know, I like my Middle Eastern frags, and there's
Yeah,
quite a few Middle Easterns which are rose oud based, and this is a much nicer, less challenging oud,
100%.
and the rose in this is gorgeous. But
Yeah.
I had another. I think it was these version of Oud Satin Mood, which had a rose in it, and that was
Okay.
using Bulgarian rose as well. And it's the same rose, and it's gorgeous. I love it. Do you get the
So,
saffron from it?
yeah, you get like it almost tickles your nose. It's like
Yeah,
a sweet spice. It's a little bit tickly on the nostrils when you first smell it. It feels. I'll tell you, what, it feels very expensive.
Hmm.
It does smell very expensive. It's something that if you're into your rose fragrances and you certainly like rose and oud, but you don't want your oud to lean too challenging, I think that you would like this. It's very powdery. It goes even more
Yeah,
powdery in the dry down. It could be the most expensive rose talcum powder in the world.
yeah.
But it's
It's a
incredible
bit
stuff.
like Oud Ispahan, that sort of thing.
Yeah, definitely. I
The, the
don't get.
problem the problem I find nowadays is it's very difficult for a rose oud to stand out from the crowd because there's so many of them.
Yeah, 100%.
But I think this does. I think it's real good.
It's very pretty. It's stunning. It's not. I'll be honest, Barry. It's not my favourite type of DNA, the rose and nude combo, to me
Yeah.
personally. But I can appreciate the quality of the rose in this, especially. Um,
But why has he called it Silent Rose?
not sure. Maybe we need to.
Vitor, why have
Yeah,
you called it Silent Rose? Because this rose is not silent.
less oud in this blend. That's a juvenile summer rose. He's put.
Mm.
He's getting some love. Living rent free in your head says it's stunning. So he's obviously put it. Living rent free
Cracker.
in your head. Would you put your name in the comments so we can shorten it down a little bit? That'd be nice. But silent means business. Yeah, I mean, this is if you're into rose. Now, I can imagine, even though I'm into the DNA, and it's not necessarily something I would like that much on Becca. She's not into a rosy style fragrances. This is something that I could really appreciate on someone else, if that makes sense. So
Yeah.
if I smelt that on someone I didn't know, I would know instantly they're into their fragrances. That's the type of sort of feeling I get from it.
I agree.
It feels expensive. It feels luxury. It does feel a little bit Middle Eastern with that rose nude combo.
Silent means business.
But good stuff. And that's
Beautiful.
off the card, isn't it? Absolutely beasting off the card.
Yeah, it is.
Strong. Very strong again. All three of these so far in terms of sillage and in terms of the performance are fantastic.
Everyone.
Really. My son might be coming through at the moment. No? Okay, apologies. So yeah, fantastic stuff. Should we move to the next one?
Yep.
Yeah, excellent. So let's move on to Days in Vanilla. And
Days in Vanilla.
yeah, Days in Vanilla. Now, I've got a different bottle to you, Barry.
Have you?
Not because I'm special. Well, I am special in a different type of way.
You'd stop licking them windows.
If they stopped making them strawberry flavoured, I would. That is my bottle.
Nice.
And that is one of Vitor's original sort of sample bottles, if you remember, that you'd buy.
Okay.
Okay, now that is my one says Vanilla Fatale on it. It doesn't say Days in Vanilla. When I met Vitor in London, he gave me 3 different little sample bottles like this and said that they're ones that he's thinking of bringing out. And this was the one that jumped out at me, and one that I said, you must release that. That is fantastic. And I think he already loved it as well. I would bath in stuff, Barry.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Did you see Claire's review on it?
No, I didn't see Claire's. Was it
Uh,
alive?
Yeah, I think it was. Now, Claire did and she said that she really liked it. She thought it was very close. She thought the blending was very good. She was very impressed by it. She said there was something a little bit dirty in there for just a little bit of time, and then it went away.
Oh, was it the one where she went on the walk?
Yes.
Yeah, I did watch it actually.
And Vittor's put there, I love the oak. It's quite different with the lemon. You're right, Vittor. It's got this sort of, it makes it a very different vanilla fragrance to some out there. I don't know if you picked that up off the card, Barry. It's got like this creamy pudding style lemon, a sweet lemon on the top. But it's only really there when you point it out to someone because there's just so much vanilla.
I get like a smooth leather feel from it.
Yes, and I think let's go through the notes on it. It's got saffron, coriander, myrrh, and frankincense in the top, and it's got tobacco, a strange note called buckwheat, and then it's got Colombian coffee, marzipan, lily, Madagascar vanilla, and leather. So quite a concoction of different notes. This is the interpretation of Vanille Fatale by Tom Ford.
Which is one I haven't smelled. Have you smelled that?
Yeah, no, this strangely, I got this over that weekend in London and then sprayed the original in the shop, and I was wearing this at the same time.
Side
Yeah,
side by side.
And I'd been wearing this for about an hour before I went, no, longer than that, 2 or 3 hours before I went into the shop. And when I sprayed the original, it didn't, there's something in Claire's right that it's not challenging, but a little bit dirty in there. But it makes it interesting. The Tom Ford one, I didn't pick that up so much, but this felt like it had more going on and felt even stronger than the Tom Ford version.
What's the booze in this? It's definitely got like a liquor sort of smell to it.
I'm not sure. That might be the. I'm not sure. It's got coffee in it. It's not got booze. But God, I've got.
It smells quite boozy to me.
Maybe it's a wheat smell there. It says buckwheat.
Yeah,
so
could be. Not like an ale. It's more of like a liquor sort of smell.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's got
maybe it's the
almost like a whiskey accord, almost.
Yeah, Vitor's just said it could be the marzipan.
It's got this lemon citrusy opening. I wouldn't say citrus. That's the wrong word because lemon is classified as a citrus, but it doesn't smell citrusy in the opening.
No,
this freshness from the lemon.
Well, until you mentioned it, I didn't even get the lemon.
Yeah, and then it's got. Don't you get much of the coffee in there?
A hint. It's the same as the tobacco, just a hint of it.
It's blended so well.
But I'm pretty sure this is the one where, when I was wearing it for a while, you could start feeling these things come through.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely better on skin than it is on the card.
Yeah.
When your skin warms up.
It's another one that's quite powdery as well. Yeah. A bit like the Silent Rose.
Yeah, it's a bit powdery. I've fallen in love with this, Barry, this one. I really have. This is just fantastic. It's strong again. It lasts me all day. And in the very, very deep dry down, you just get this very sweet Madagascar vanilla just in the dry down, and not a lot else once it's dried completely. But before then, it seems to go through some lovely stages. It changes so much on the skin as you wear it. And the freshness in the opening, then it calms, and then some of the spices start to come out. And then Barry said this business, I didn't get that, but I got this sort of deepness, almost like a woody effect from it. I just love it. It's resinous, it's thick. See from the colour of the juice.
I got a feeling this is one as well that I went a bit anosmic to. Now I don't know if it's because I'm overspraying these. Maybe I need to hold off on the sprays a little bit, because that's something that can happen when you overspray, isn't it?
Yeah, I think if you overspray it, I think it can become too much, and you almost lose some of the notes because you're not getting the subtleness of the stuff
That's
coming
it, yeah.
through. You're just getting this big bomb of fragrance and also alcohol and other stuff that's in there.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's good just to not overspray too much and just get the gentle wafts of what's coming through. They've asked what I'm drinking, so yeah, Barry's got a cup of tea.
Cup of tea.
But I've got a real ale from Beeston Brewery called Worth the Wait, and this is from Scott's neck of the woods. So it's from Norfolk, Beeston in Norfolk.
And was it
Beeston?
Was it worth the wait?
It's it's definitely worth the wait. This has been in my place for a little while. It's fantastic stuff.
You've been to work today?
Mm.
I've been stood out in the cold for an hour and a half. My lads playing football.
Barry, I feel your pain. I've been there. I've been that parent. I run my son's football team for a while as well. Since the age of 7, or under 7, he was 6 when he started playing football. Josh, my oldest, and then right through to when he was 17, and I was there most weeks when I wasn't working. Obviously, I was there at the sideline watching him. So I've been there, mate, in all weathers. I've even tortured Becca with it as well. It's not even into football.
Well, I just went down in a hoodie and a body warmer, thinking it was all right. Oh my days!
Cold tonight.
Froze.
Yeah, it's very cold tonight. Josh has been to see his friends play football this evening. He just got home. I think I heard him come in.
Yeah.
So there we go. Shall we move on to the last one?
Yes, mate.
We're flying through these, aren't we?
We are.
And the last one, you've got some experience of the original, haven't you?
Oh yes, I have the original of this.
So this is cool. Go on, Barry. You introduce this one.
This is Bonfire, which is an inspiration of Mason Margiela's replica line, By the Fireplace.
Excellent. And we did a live on that, didn't we?
We did, mate.
Discovery pack. And after that live, you went and bought it from memory?
I went and bought it.
Out
of the 10, that was my favourite, so I picked that one up.
Yep.
And then Vitor, just like he's done with the So Strong, he releases one a couple of weeks after I buy the original. Thanks, Vitor.
He's like, what are you
want to give me the heads
Barry?
up next time?
Dear, oh dear. This is it's another solid release, right?
So this one, the scent trail on this one, this is another one that outperforms the original. The scent trail on this, I've been around the house and then Beth will come downstairs. Have you been in the bedroom? Yeah, how do you know? Because I can smell that fragrance in the bedroom, and it's this. Wherever I go, she can smell it. She's like sitting on the sofa, which is round the corner from like the dining table. Have you been round here? I can smell it. But it's one of these which I really like this, and I really like to wear it. But it's a bit like what Nigel was saying in his live the other night. Would you want to smell of a bonfire?
Yeah, because it's quite photorealistic in the opening.
Yeah,
the opening it is
very much so. But my answer to that was yes, because I love it. And it reminds me of being around a campfire, being at a bonfire night event. It reminds me of those things.
It's quite comforting, isn't it?
Amazing.
Yeah, it brings back some nice memories of bonfire nights. It is very, very photorealistic. One thing I was really surprised about, let me run through the notes quickly, was a missing note. Now, I'm not sure if it's in the original either. I haven't looked it up, but this has got black pepper, bergamot, and nutmeg in the opening, macadamia nut, forest wood, and caraway in the middle, and in the base, vanilla, Italian balsam, and cashmere. Now, one note that I would have sworn blind that was in this that would have helped with it would have been the incense. I thought there was incense in this because it is very smoky.
Yeah.
And without there being tobacco in there,
Makes you wonder
thought,
where he gets that
where does
smokiness
that
from.
note, the smokiness and the note come from? Because it smells like a bonfire.
Really?
It smells. You can smell the woods in it that have burnt.
Yeah.
Burnt wood.
And the nuttiness, like the roasting of chestnuts.
Yes.
But you know, it reminds me of when I went to the school. They had an open day for my daughter, and out the back they'd got a little wood fire going, and they were burning marshmallows, and they were pouring them. I don't know if you've ever experienced these. It's something that my daughter was asking me to make ages back, and I ain't got a clue what she was talking about. Called s'mores.
Yeah, I love them, Barry.
I'd never heard of it.
Really?
I had never heard of it. And she was going, I want a s'more. And I was saying, you must be saying something wrong because I hadn't got a clue what she was talking about. And they'd got these biscuits, chocolate biscuits, and they was roasting the marshmallows and then putting them in the biscuits and eating them. And this is where it takes me back to, and it just gives me nice memories of seeing my daughter doing that.
Yeah, that's nice. So these it actually means something to you.
It does, yeah. It does.
Which transports a fragrance into sort of a higher tier in terms of what you want to wear. And I couldn't imagine wearing this in a hot summer's day, could you?
No.
Can you imagine? You just take everyone out, walk past them. But
it makes me want to get a real log burner in the house as well.
Yeah, I could imagine. Yeah, it does. You could imagine being cozy in your house in a blanket or in obviously a hoodie or a big jumper or something, a big scarf. I can imagine it working well. Imagine it's snowing outside and you've gone for a walk in the snow and you're wrapped up and you've got a big scarf around you and a big coat and you spray this underneath it.
Gives you a cozy feel, doesn't it?
It would be fantastic. And it would cut through that coldness.
It's very warm. And I think the marshmallow, and I know I was just talking about that, but it gives it a gooey feel, a sweet, gooey feel to it as well.
Yeah, the vanilla becomes more prominent as the warming goes on. It's not that prominent in the opening.
Yeah, the opening can be very harsh for a lot of people.
Yeah, and I can see that. Becca said she loves the smell of it, but wouldn't want to smell of a bonfire.
Yeah, that's exactly what Beth said.
She said, I love the smell of it. It smells nice, but I wouldn't want to smell of it.
Well,
but I do, like you.
As I normally do, whenever I put anything on, the back of my hand is under the wife's nose. Smell this. What do you think of it? And she gets fed up of it, I know. But this one, she just kept grabbing my hand and pulling it back to her nose because she just loves the smell of it. But like you say, she says she wouldn't want to smell of it.
Yeah. I think it's because it's so photorealistic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Excellent. Right, what we're going to do, we're going to do something a little bit, not different, but we're going to go through those just quickly. I'm going to get you to give them a little rating out of 10.
Okay.
What we'll do is we won't say them. Have you got a pen handy there at all? Have you got a pen there?
Yeah, I've always got pens somewhere.
I'm trying to find mine. I did have a pen on me, but I don't know where. I've got it. Right, what I want you to do is rate them and write them down, and then we'll see how close we are to each other on the ratings.
I've actually written the names on the cards so beforehand, so that helps. What are we doing it out of?
Out of 10.
Out of 10.
Yeah.
Based on the scent itself or how close it is to the original?
No, I'm not bothered by that. I'm not sure how you feel about this, but with the tours, I like sometimes that they lean a little bit different. Yeah. I like where they go, where the fragrances go. That to me, with this house especially, I'm not just saying that because Vittori's a friend. It doesn't matter to me. There are a couple though that are very, very close in this bunch. Just the overall, what you think of them. Right, I'm ready, and I've got a couple of 0.5s in there, Baz.
Oh, mate, I've got 0.25s in.
Have you? Are you an accountant by any chance?
No.
work with numbers. Right, so what have you got for your first one?
Shall we go from back to front? So
Yeah,
the
let's do it
lowest
back to
score first, yeah?
lowest score first. Okay,
So the lowest,
I'll hold it up. Ready? It's in
yeah.
my hand.
The lowest for me is Silent Rose, which I gave it a 7.2.
I'm on 6.5. I was a bit harsher, not because it's not a fragrance. I've been a bit harsh because it's just not to my taste.
Yeah.
I wouldn't wear it because it's just not me.
Now, I would wear it, but I think because I've got so many other rose ouds, then there'd be no point me getting that as well.
Okay. Right, so
Right,
next.
what was next? So this one is So Strong, and it got an 8. Serious?
And the score. Try to hide the rest of them too. You've shown you the first one.
An 8 as well?
Yeah.
Quality?
Yep. So an 8. So we've got them both in order. Can we carry on?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm going to pick my next one. Now I've got two. I've got two now that are drawn.
Oh, that's cheating.
No, it's not. Do I have a favourite? Hold on. Do I have a favourite of the two? Yeah, no. I'll tell you what. I'm going to change one of my scores, and I'm going to just go what's with next. Okay, so let's go with my next one then. And I think this one's going to be different to yours. I think I know what your one will be. Days in Vanilla, 8.75, strong score. I'm with Bonfire. I love it. Nothing wrong with it. I've rated that an 8.5.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm between two fragrances now. You're between two, and my spot's fallen off yours now. So let's see what's next for you. Very intrigued. So, got my one ready. 9.25, strong score. Can't quite see that. Bonfire, okay. And I've gone with Anastasia, which tops spot. I rated this an 8.5 as well.
Nice.
And then on to
the issue with me with Bonfire is because I've already got the original. Then this is redundant. But like I said to you in a message on Instagram before, once my bottle is finished, I will be refilling it with this.
Yep. We have to start spraying it everywhere.
That's it.
Excellent. So we both know what our final ones are then. So
yeah,
my favourite, and I've been banging on about this for a while, is Days in Vanilla. I rated this a 9.5 as well, Barry.
Yeah, I got a 9.5 for my Anastasia.
Fantastic choice for the top spot. It was a close one because I think I just went with this. I don't think it's any better than Anastasia in terms of the blending and stuff. I think it's just more my cup of tea, which is why I've gone with my favourite is. I do
most things with lavender in are normally my cup of tea. So.
The only reason I didn't go with Anastasia was because of that slight. I know it's meant to be there, but that slight smell in the dry down I get from it, and I don't get that from the Vanille Fatale. So
it is a question for Vitor.
Okay.
Agarwood, Goik wood. Can they not be oud? Because what we were saying before, oud is normally agarwood or Goik wood when it's got a parasite in there, and then from that disease, that's where they get the oud made from. Can you just have agarwood and Goik wood without it being oud?
Great question. If Matt's in the chat, he might be answering all of it. Or if anyone knows
anybody?
That, answer. So, what is my question would be? What is the difference between agar wood and Goik wood? Is there a difference? Is it just a different type of tree that's been infected?
Well, John says agarwood is the uninfected wood.
Right, okay, but it still comes from the same tree that you get oud from.
Yeah, and oud is the infected wood.
Okay, there you go. Yes, you can is the answer.
Okay.
So that would explain why it's not a heavy oud fragrance.
So you're just getting the woody feel of what agarwood smells like.
Yeah.
And then obviously once you get that parasite in there, then that creates the oud, which can be a lot more animalic. Yeah.
So did that? So am I right in saying then that agar wood or gluaic wood would be like the undiluted version of, so almost like a weaker version of the same smell?
Probably, yeah. I suppose that parasite would probably put something in there as well, its own smell.
Right. Okay.
Aquilary is the tree that oud comes from, hence my Afghan Aquilaria. Just the unaffected wood resin and wood note. See, learning something new every day.
So yeah, you can extract just the uninfected wood resin or the wood. There we go. So some fantastic releases from the tour. I've not one here with me, but there's another couple of fragrances that I'd like to mention as well that have become favourites of mine from the house. Very much perfect for this type of year as well. And one of them is the Tom Ford's effing fabulous. It's called Freaky Ace. Have you tried?
I've got that. I've got that. Yeah, it's nice.
It's fantastic.
Really
stuff.
enjoy that one.
Yeah, that is one of the ones where you need to get it on skin instead of on a card because the magic happens on skin. And then his other one, which was the Tom Ford Noir Extreme.
Is that Ray's Noir?
Ray's Noir.
Yeah, that's lovely.
Incredible fragrance. So
black tie as well. He's gorgeous.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many good ones now. He's got a big catalogue. I'm not sure how Vittor's ever got any money at all because he just spends them all on oils. He's certainly bringing out a lot of new ones at the moment, and I struggle to keep up, but there is some good ones in amongst it, and this is why I wanted to do a snapshot, and I thought it was a good way to do it with you on the screen as well.
Yeah.
So we can run through them together and get to know them. But I've enjoyed doing that. It's really, really good. Should we go to some of the comments?
Yeah.
We've got, we haven't really visited the comments that much. I've missed so much. I apologise to everybody. We have Paloma in there as well. The Fragranticern is in there. Hello, thanks for joining. We've said hello to everybody else, I believe. Jonathan, hi Jonathan, thanks for joining. And Barry's put to the final one that you mentioned, 10, 10, 10, 10. I think he's going to be banging the drum on that one for a little while. 9.25 from Nigel on Anastasia. We have the Fragrance and Anatomy. Hello, thanks for joining us. Lots of familiar faces in here tonight.
Yeah.
Thank you for everyone for joining us on our little live. Anything else? Anything you want to have a little chat about, Baz? We still got sort of 10 minutes or
so. Not really. One of my favourites from Vittor's is So 1980s.
Yeah.
I just can't wait till the nicer weather comes round again.
Perfect in spring.
Amazing, isn't it? Just love it. You don't get many with an apricot note in, do you?
No.
Not many fragrances.
No.
In fact, I've just had one which has got some in, which I quite enjoy. But you hardly get any apricot in stuff. No, I know Moolah Moolah's got some, hasn't it? Or is it peach? I know they're very similar.
Yeah, they are. And you get like a peach. Could you really tell the difference if someone said it was peach or apricot? No. My son said, I can't remember what he said as well. He said it was something, smelt like something different, melon or something. And and I thought, yes, it could quite easily have been that as well. But it's got really fruity, almost like cocktail feeling to it with fruit. Very, very strong fruit, basically. It's lovely. Bukhara has apricot, says Nigel. It has.
Okay, yeah.
Stuff. Mango. That's what a lot of people get. Mango. That's what my son got from it.
Okay.
You can imagine like this really like juicy, thick mango accord, and that's what I got from it as well, or certainly what my son got. I
That's where
have
you get like the
as well.
tropical feel from it, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely a tropical
Beautiful.
feeling. So, have you got any ideas of any? Let's talk about your channel for a little bit, Barry. So, thanks for Vitor for sending it out to us. Go and check out his webpage. He's got literally something from it, and take it from everybody that comes into the chat that's tried his stuff. That he blends his fragrances quite strong. You get good value for money with them.
Definitely.
And I don't think there's many I've tried that they might not have been for me, but I could still appreciate they're very well blended. They're very strong. I couldn't list all of my favourites. I've got that many and tried that many now that it's all become a bit of a jumble. But I tell you what's nice about that is when you go, I've got my little collection in one place of Rosa salas, and when I go in, it's always nice just to randomly pick a bottle up and think, oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I haven't tried that one for a while.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So, like a lucky dip, you just pick the bottles up. They all look the same. You think, right, what one am I going to wear? And you wouldn't be disappointed no matter what it is, would you? I don't think.
No.
So
absolutely love him.
So thanks for the
I
tour.
think he does a great job.
He certainly does. So well done, and carry on what you're doing. I wouldn't release 10 at a time from now on, though. I'd maybe just give us a chance to catch up, and maybe just one at a time, one a month or something.
It's a good idea releasing fragrances at the start of a season, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
At the start of each season, someone's looking for something that is ideal for that time of year.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of these fit into the autumn sort of winter
100%,
smelling.
But no, thanks again. So I will certainly be visiting the website and buying. I want a full bottle of Dayton Vanilla, and I think I want a full bottle of Anastasia. Is that one you've picked, Barry?
Yeah, I'm going to get a bottle of that.
Yeah, okay, excellent. So, yeah, thanks again. We have Stuart in the house. Stuart, thanks for joining us.
Hey, Stuart.
Let's talk about you, Barry.
Talking about people that buy lots and lots. I know I get the mickey taken out of me, but Stuart George has a fragrance haul every week. He's mad, I tell you.
Russell gets away with buying a lot of fragrances as well. I don't know how he gets away with it. I don't think he does, actually. But,
I know how he gets away with it.
He hides them.
He tells his missus that I sent to him.
Letting out his secrets now.
In fact, I've got to give Russell a shout because, you know, this Mercedes-Benz cologne?
Yeah.
And everybody was saying that it was available in TK Maxx. Well, I was working all weekend. There's no way I was going to get there. So Russell's actually gone and picked me a bottle up.
Oh, that's good of him.
Top man.
He is a top man. Russell has been the big supporter of all these channels, hasn't he?
He has. Massive.
So, Russell, very well deserved shout out, my man, because he's genuinely a nice bloke as well. He just loves fragrances, loves talking about fragrances. And I get the impression he's a bit like me. I've got Becca to talk about it with, but it's not the same as having a mate, is it?
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
It's not the same as having a close mate that you can talk to. And I think Russell very much is the same as my family, where he needs that mate to talk to. Because it is difficult if you've not got a close friend that can come and smell your fragrances with you or something.
That's it.
I think we'd all love that. I'm very jealous of a few people in the industry that have that. And one of the people is the Borough, so Hillary and Chris.
Yeah.
They work together, they're best of friends, and they just both happen to be mad on fragrances. I'm jealous of that.
And you can imagine the conversations when they're doing the dogs, though. It's all about fragrance.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, it's all about fragrance. Definitely.
What we're buying next.
Yeah, and you can take in their next fragrance into work that they just bought, and they both want to buy it and stuff, can't you? So I go to work and I've got something new, and no one's interested at all. So
that's the same as me, mate. Same as me.
Just given up. So I have to shove my nose, very much like you. It's very much expected like this, straight under the nose of the wife. Smell that.
Well, the kids get it as well. Kids get the hand under the nose as well. Smell this. What do you think of this?
So
But
my
Evie's quite easily swayed.
yeah,
As soon as somebody else says something about it, she'll change her mind to whatever they've said.
yeah. Phoebe doesn't do that to me. She does that with her mum.
Oh,
So
okay.
was to say, "Oh no, I'm not that sure on that." That's exactly what Phoebe would say.
Oh, okay.
Definitely. But no, my sons aren't that into it either. But Josh follows a couple of people. He watches Fragmentals videos.
Really?
Yeah, he
So
subscribes.
do I.
He watches Jeremy Fragrance. He thinks he's a bit of a nut. And he pretends he's not into it, and yet whenever he's going out or going somewhere, I go into the garage to get something like a beer or something, and I can always smell what he's sprayed. And do you know what he sprays the most? This pisses me off. Do you know what he picks? My
Chronic.
my ever depleting bottle of the Chronic. That's whatever I can always smell when I go to my garage. And I'm like, just stop, just leave it alone. That's mine. All that other spray you can spray there, and you spray that one. Leave it alone. Oh dear. Right, Barry, keep saying this. On to you, mate. You keep dodging it. Where have you got any sort of, now you're getting very close? Have you got? I know you want to increase, but have you got any hopes and dreams for this? Is there an end game, or is it just?
Not really. I mean, I'm just doing it the same as I've always done it. It's a hobby. I've got lots of fragrances. I just want to share it with people.
Yeah.
I'm getting ideas all the time about different videos. I've got a couple of ideas, which I'm going to try and film a couple tomorrow. One's to do with a fragrance that I got off Stephen. So that's a video that I need to do. But I think the green screen's got to come out for that one.
Right. Okay.
So that's the difficult part now with both of us working from home. It's just getting the space and the time to do things.
Yeah.
It's very difficult. I mean, that video that I did of my autumn list when I went to the RSPB, that's like a one-off every now and again. It's not something you can do regularly because there's a lot gone into that, you know what I mean? And it's not just the filming of it. Even the filming of it, people don't realise. I was talking to George, the fragrance apprentice, about this. You know, when he was filming in Scotland, and he's just standing in the middle of the street with his mic. Someone's filming him, and there's people streaming past either side, and he doesn't even blink at these people that are coming past. He's just so focused on the job. As soon as someone comes walking anywhere near me and I'm speaking, I'm like, we better wait till they go past.
Yeah.
It's so difficult. People don't realise how hard it is filming outside. Even dog walkers coming past. What you doing? I'm filming. Please, if you could just move to one side.
Yeah, Chris mentioned that, didn't he, once on the Scent Geeks with Steve about people that just stop and want to know what you're doing. He was like, well, just leave me alone.
Yeah. I had some great ideas for that video. There was one where there's some swings that have been built into the trees. Yeah. And I thought, I'll get the kids on these swings and I'll film them as part of it and slow it down and it'll look really nice. Then when we got round to it, there was people already on them and they'd got bikes there and that. And there's no way they was moving anytime soon. So we had to go and do something else.
Yeah. It's... Russell, Stephen's asked a question there. What software do you guys use to edit? You use different software to me, Barry. So what do you use?
Yeah, I use KineMaster.
Yeah.
Which I find is really good.
Yeah, I think...
And then I use, there's a thumbnail maker that I use. But I don't think it's as good as your thumbnails. I said to you the other day, didn't I? That I think the quality of your thumbnails just recently have just been on point, really good.
Thank you for that. Yeah, I put a bit of effort into those. Actually, yeah. I think what you can tell when you're doing things like that is what people enjoy doing.
Yeah.
I actually enjoy making those thumbnails. It's one of my favourite parts of the whole edit.
Well, it's another thing, isn't it? It's very time consuming.
Yeah, I get to the very end, and once the video's, it's almost like a reward. The video's complete. It's uploaded. It's edited. All the effort that's gone into just 5-minute video. It's done and it's uploaded and it's ready to go live. Yeah. And the last thing you've got to do is your thumbnail. but I've planned that thumbnail further through. I've had an idea in my head what I want the thumbnail to look like. It's in my
Yeah.
head on that video, and the colours and how it to look. So it's not. It's thought about. It's not just I've got to take a random screenshot of myself in that video and put some words on the screen.
Yeah.
I use a similar font, everyone. I try and make it as clean and as punchy as I can. And yeah, so I don't use my software for that, but I don't mind saying it. I use a thing called PixArt for
Yeah.
that, which I've told you about. I don't know if you got to have a look, but it's a
I
very
think I've looked
powerful
at it in the
little program.
past, but it seemed quite finicky the last time I looked at it.
Yeah, it's you got to be really subscribed to the full version of it. But some of the things, when you delve deeply into what it can do, the best part of it is the cutout function, which you can upload any picture of me or you, and you just press cutout, and then you press person, and it literally finds most of what's going on.
Yeah, I normally lose an ear when I do that.
But you can then edit, if that makes sense. You
Yeah.
can zoom right in as close as you can and just get the fine details into it. So that's what I use for my thumbnails.
I take it you use your laptop for your editing, or
No, I don't. Everything's done on my phone. Literally, yeah, everything. So I shoot the video now. I was using Becca's pretty decent camera.
yeah,
But what it didn't do what I wanted it to do. It auto focuses and does everything. It's great for still photography. The minute you get onto video with it, it doesn't auto focus on the actual video part of it. It's all HD and stuff. So if you don't mind, if you're shooting, say, in the woods and you want all that background with you, it'd be brilliant and it'd be crystal clear for that. But if you want to then put a bottle in front of the camera and you want it to then focus on that bottle, it's still focused on everything.
I mean, I'm using the iPhone 10, I think it is.
Sorry, apologies. Watch is talking to me.
I'm using the iPhone 10, and then I do all my editing on my iPad. I'll just transfer everything across, and because it's bigger and my eyes are going, so I need a bigger screen to do it on. But I'm just waiting for the iPhone 12 to come out, because I know you got the iPhone 11.
Yeah, I've got the 11.
You do a lot of your filming.
Max. Yeah, and the picture quality, I think, on that is superb. It is 4K. I just don't upload in 4K because it just the file
it
takes too much space. So I just upload in HD. But it is it's great quality, and I use two different programs for my editing. I start my edit with iMovie. On the phone, and people say the phone's quite big, so it's obviously not as big as an iPad. It's a decent size to use, and you can zoom and pinch in and do what you need to do quite accurately on it. But I use iMovie to edit out the speech, so like the waffle and to piece together the video. And then once that's done, that's edit one done. That then goes in and save, and I save that, and I move over to a thing called VLLO. I might have spoken to you about before.
No,
it's like KineMaster, but I find it just so simple and easy to use.
Yeah.
And that's where I overlay stuff and put things in my videos. And you haven't got to, when you're doing B-roll, you haven't got to stitch in B-roll. You simply just put the video over the top of what it is.
Yeah, I can do that as well. The issue I get is when you've got lots of different things going on top, and then if you then go back and edit the original footage because you think that little bit was a bit too long, it then everything else stays where it is and that moves forward. So then you've got to try and put everything back into line. So you're best trying to edit it all first and then add your bits in afterwards, but there's always something afterwards which you think, I need to really alter that, and then it just creates extra work.
What I like about VLL, it remembers some of the things, so it's got recent. So if I want to add some text, you press recent and it puts in, like, so say for example I have the Fragdicted pop up at the beginning of the video. I press recent and it even saves all of the
it brings
animations as well.
That's good.
So it's for speed, it's quite good. But I always make sure I am 100% happy with my iMovie edit and the video before I then add any overlays or anything. So everybody does it differently, don't they? But that's That's how I do it.
Yeah.
The crazy voice bit, Tony does it really funny. Yeah, I mean that's that all that is in iMovie. That is literally just sped up, just like it does that.
Speed it up a bit.
And then you can zoom in a little bit, and you can change it to black and white, and it adds that effect. That's all done in iMovie, and then the overlays and the graphics you see are done in a different thing. So it works for me. And now you're used to something, trying something new. I don't know if you find this is you got to learn it all over again, and I find that quite difficult.
Yeah.
One of the things I don't know, have you got any ideas in your head where you've got an idea but you can't execute it?
Sometimes it's quite difficult having all the resources available as well, isn't it? You got these ideas in your head.
They
it's
are
like,
Steve.
I mean, we're on about filming one at the moment, aren't we, for the Virtues? And it's just putting them ideas onto video. It's quite difficult sometimes.
Yeah, 100%. My biggest thing, I spoke to Nick from Talk and Review about this recently, and I asked him for some help. Because I want to do a series of, I did it recently, my top 5 UK fragrance channels that have influenced me. I'm not sure if you see that little live. And it had Chris as number 1. There was Claire in there.
Yeah. You said I was number 8, didn't you? Something like that.
Yeah, you
never mentioned me.
You were just outside. You weren't even 6. You were number 8.
That's because other people got in first.
Yeah, you were so close. You were number 8. Just 3 outside of the 5. It wasn't far out. If I'd done a top 10 video though, but yeah, no, right. It's the that's not how I wanted that video to go at all. I wanted that to be a live and graphics and edited video of those videos that I've seen that had influenced me, and very, very sort of you can see what I can see sort of thing. And with a live, that's quite difficult.
Nick and Anthony's lives, they're on point for the stuff that they get up on screen, and that it's just brilliant.
Nigel's is as well. Nigel does it so well definitely. As well. I need to learn how to use OBS is what I need to do.
I need to find out off Nigel as well, how to get songs on, decent songs, without getting copyright claims against you.
It's very difficult.
I've tried it so many times. Even just singing it yourself and you get a copyright claim because it's the melody.
Yep.
It's like, what? Seriously?
Yeah. I think with a live, I'm getting the impression it might be a little bit easier. I'm not sure why, because you uploaded it previously, if that makes sense.
Okay. But I think he tests it all first, though, doesn't he? So.
Yeah, very clever. I mean, the effort that must go into that. No wonder he does it every 2 weeks.
Yeah. So, it takes him 2 weeks to get to prepare it all.
Exactly. I don't know where Barry. Look, it's been great talking. We managed. I thought we were filling a gap there, but I could just go on and on and on and waffle.
I know, yeah.
Talk about all sorts of things, fragrance, and just carry the on for a long time. But I'm going to go and enjoy some of my evening. I'm sure you want to too. Are you working tonight or not?
No, I'm working tomorrow day.
Tomorrow day, yeah.
And then I think it's next Monday, I'm back on nights.
Right, okay.
But I'd just like to thank you because you were one of the first people that inspired me to even start doing a YouTube channel.
Thank you.
I started off with the likes of Jeremy, went on to Chris, hit Perfume Parlour, went on to Frags and Richies, and it was only when I saw yourself start your channel and Kevin from Merseyside started his channel that I thought, I'm going to have a go at this.
Yeah.
And you inspired me to do it, and you were one of the first people to reach out and help me in the beginning, so I'm very thankful of that.
No problem. You're doing the same thing for other people, Barry, and that's fantastic.
Just passing it on, mate. That's down to you, that is.
Oh, thank you so much. It's important, I think. I could have been very different. You could see it as competition. You could be oh, what's this or what that, but just don't get caught up in all of that. You'll do what you want to do, and you'll get to where you want to go based on what people like. And what is coming out more on you in your videos is your personality. And I personally,
You don't really want to see that.
no, you're getting to a point now where you're turning a point where you're like, I don't give a shit about what people think anymore.
Yeah.
Because you know enough people now that you're going to get backed up. When you first start, you don't know anyone, do you? You're getting to know people. You're immersing yourself in something. But
You're scared about being criticised all the time, aren't you?
yeah, and now you've got enough support and backup. You wouldn't have to even say anything. Someone else would jump on it. Can you imagine one of your comments and someone's left a comment? Other people would jump on that comment. You wouldn't even need to say anything. So it's, I wouldn't worry about it. Be yourself, mate. That's what people want to see. So, oh, thank you, Paul. That's very kind of you, mate. Appreciate it. But no, very interesting chat, Barry. I literally could chat all night and waffle and waffle and waffle like I do. Appreciate you coming on.
No, you don't enough waffle, mate.
Especially on a Monday night.
I know, yeah.
Thank you. I said to Bex as well, I said, I'll be on for about an hour. She said, why are you giving me a time scale? Why even set yourself up? Like, why? Just say that you're going to be on Monday night. Don't give me a time scale.
Well, I'm trying to keep an eye on the score in the background.
What is the score?
It's Leeds Wolves. What's the score, Bab? Is it 1-0? Yeah, I think Wolves are winning.
Excellent. Well, no, thank you. It's very
It's not
interesting.
excellent.
Thank you for Tor again as well, by the way, for sending.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Vitor.
We've got to know some great fragrances there, and certainly one or two on my radar, 100%. In fact, there's only one I wouldn't own for myself in that, and that was the Silent Rose. Every other one I'd quite happy with myself. So, well, fantastic. Thank you, Barry. We'll call it.
If anybody in the chat that isn't subscribed to me wants to jump over and subscribe, that would be very nice.
Barry, what I'll do once I've stopped the video, I haven't been able to do this before, but I will link Barry's channel below. I will link the Rosa Salas website below as well. And I've also got a code for the Rosa Salas website, which is called Fragdicted. So just my name, as it says on the screen there in capital letters, and that will get you 10% off any fragrance. So I get a little bit back for that, but I only get Vitor to pay me in fragrance, nothing else. So, but thank you, everyone. And Barry, again, Javier's put this. Let's get that 1,000. A massive congratulations in advance, mate, because you're
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, mate. Right, well, I'm going to exit at the same time. I'm going to end the broadcast. So thanks to everybody in the chat, and thanks for joining us. We really
see you all. Thanks for joining.
We'll see you all again soon. So thank you. Lots of love. Take care. Bye.
See ya.